from Kathy in Peoria, Illinois. We are staying at the Treehouse Villas of Saratoga Springs in January. We have read how much longer it takes to use Walt Disney World transportation from there. If we drive to the parks, is resort parking close to the entrance? One of the perks we have always liked is the fact that we can park our own car when we arrive and don't have to worry about finding their parking spaces or door dings from other excited guests exiting their vehicles. Kathy, I love the idea of staying at the Treehouse Villas. Those things just look cool. I mean, they just look interesting. They're so different from all the other hotels. But the problem with the Treehouse Villas is that the transportation at the Treehouse Villas is, let's just say, less than ideal. It's just not very good. I mean, to get to the bus, you have to take a bus to get to the bus. It's kind of like that over at the Fort Willers campground. There's an internal bus for the Treehouse Villas that takes you to the bus that goes around Saratoga Springs. The Treehouse Villas are at Saratoga Springs Resort. So if you've got to take a bus to get to the bus stop, it's just not very, there's just not a good way to use Disney transportation at the Treehouse Villas. And if you're on the internal bus and you just don't happen to get there at the right place at the right time, it could take you an hour to an hour and a half just to get to a park. That's why I like having a car at Disney World for most of the resorts, just because I like to be in control of time, and it's just really hard at somewhere like the Treehouse Villas. So let's talk about when you have your own car at Disney World. By the way, check out our car at our car at Disney World page. I'm sure it's going to be down in the comments if it's not already. Take a look at our car at Disney World page and see why I always like to have a car at Disney World. Now, let's talk about the parking lots and the parking. And, you've got control. If you're driving, you've got control of when you leave, and you're not dependent on waiting for the bus. I will say Saratoga Springs buses don't run as often as, say, a Pop Century bus or an Art of Animation bus or a Value Resort bus or even a moderate resort bus. You might have to wait 20 or 30 minutes for a bus even after you get to the bus stop. So it's just not the best option is using the buses. Now, if you have to, you have to. But if you have the option of using your own car, I would say use your own car. Let's talk about the parking lots at Walt Disney World. You talk about door dings and resort parking. Resort parking at the parks at Walt Disney World is the same parking as general admission parking. Everybody goes in the same entrance. Everybody parks in the same spots. Now, I will say that Disney has probably the most innovative parking lots I think I've ever seen. Instead of everybody going in, parking side by side, everybody goes in at an angle. So the first one that goes in, the second one is not quite, you're not door to door. So if you open a door next to somebody, you guys aren't opening door to door to where they're coming together. So it's really kind of cool how that all works out. You don't have as many door dings. Also, excuse me, the parking lots, they're not north, south, east, west. Although if you drive in, you're driving in north-south sometimes, but they're set up to where you don't have that prevailing wind that grabs the door out of your hand and hits the car next to you because of the way the angled parking is. It's not with or into that prevailing wind. So you don't have that typically. Now, there can be times when that happens, but for the prevailing winds, you don't have the prevailing winds blowing across your cars and ripping the doors out of your hands for the most part. So it's really set up very well. Very innovative parking lots. So if the bottom line is, I would suggest you use your own car. because using the Disney transportation around is just at Treehouse Villas. It's just not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. Parking lots are really cool, and you control when you go to the parks. Thanks so much for watching Dad's video. For more simple, fun, magic Walt Disney World information, go to Dad's Guide to WDW.com. You can do that by clicking the I button that's popping up on the screen right now. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and get more Dad's YouTube videos with Daditude.